Good. Oh, hey. Wait. There it is. Okay. Good evening, gamers. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. It's Fangy. I'm back with Project Eden's Garden, which is kind of like a Danganronpa fan game. But no copyright infringement. It just came out like last week, the first chapter of it. It's really high quality. We've played like half of it so far, I think, and it's been impressive. You want to recklessly fly, Phil? I mean, I can't stop you. I can't stop you from recklessly flying. Alright, and continue. So we had just started the class trial, and what happened was, for those of you that missed last stream, nobody actually died? There was a dummy, and this guy on like the PA system told me that it's a recreation of a murder from a long time ago. So they made a dummy that looked like a murder that actually happened, allegedly, and we had to investigate it and try and solve it. So I'm still a little unsure if this game is going to have real murder in it or not, or if it's going to diverge from the usual Danganronpa recipe. Alright. Move my webcam out of the way so I can read the text. In the center of the room, 16 podiums had been arranged into a circle. Oh, by the way, Mr. Fangy and Cinder Fangy are here. So, yeah, that's Cinder. She says hi. She's squeaking her koala. So I apologize if there's any background noise.
If it's bad, let me know and I can end it.
Yeah, if it's bad, we can, he can take her, elsewhere. But, get that toy squeaky squeaky, yeah! Kill that koala! Kill that koala, Cinder! Show him who's boss! Were those podiums for us? Welcome, everyone! I hope you enjoyed the elevator ride, even if it was a bit quick. Fry says, howdy, Cinder and Mr. Fangy.
Hello.
Mr. Fangy says hello.
Oh, I should probably hop in Twitch channel.
Yeah, be supportive.
Where did mine?
Alright. But good evening, everybody. Hello. Let me make sure I say hi to everybody. I think I saw Kuros in chat earlier. I saw Ironbite. We got Phil. We got Jem. We got Fry. Welcome back, everybody. Did I get everybody? Let me just make sure. Let's just double check. Yep, I think so. But welcome back, everybody. Good evening. Get that murder reps in. Yeah. How many murders do you do in one rep? I do two reps of 3 murders. Am I using those words correctly, Kuros? Hey, JD. Good evening. Hello. I thought you were gonna be traveling tonight. No? Oh, oh, okay. Wait, let me type in chat. Let me say hello, JD. He said his grandma's for Christmas, I guess. It was close enough? Nice! Alright. I'm officially a fitness Fangy now. Yeah. As you can see, this is the trial room. Each podium has a name on it. Find your designated podium and stand there until I give out further instructions.
However...
And if we don't comply, then I'll zap you, of course. Each character has like this little shock bracelet on. Kind of like Battle Royale collars, but instead of exploding you, they zap you like a shock collar for a dog, kind of, I guess. But don't use those for your dogs, it's not nice.
Back off.
Not this zapping shit again.
Miss.
Just face it, Miss Madison. We have to go along with his demands. Looks like there's a few smart ones in the pack, eh? Well, come along now, we don't have all day. There was no avoiding it. We had to assume our places. Ooh. Oh, that's a cool little graphic. Scanning the faces around me, everyone wore similar expressions. Discomfort, anger, worry, it didn't end. Why is it auto going through? We've been kidnapped and forced to play as pawns in some inane game. No free will, no choice in our actions. all we could do was move forward. We had to hope for an escape. A way to run away from this twisted place. Listen, they don't even make you guys kill each other. It's fine. We had to solve this murder case. Would I like to save my game? Yes. Fangy said a bad language word? No, Phil, no. It's not my fault because they said a bad word in the game, so it's okay. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Actually, I tell people I'm say-so with swears. So I'm actually not say-so. I don't do lewd stuff. But I do say the curse words. But not too bad, I don't think. Bunny Hat Girl looks like she's been taken from a golf course. Curious, you're 100% right, actually. So, in this game, everyone has an ultimate ability. So, her whole thing is that she's the best golfer. She's like the best college golfer in the world, basically. Our character's the best debater. So let's save our game. Alright. Yeah, when I saw her, I thought like either a tennis player or a golfer. Prologue. Vows created by stitches and needles. We got this snake graphic in the back. We know that our character's associated with snakes, which after the stream last time I had a breakthrough. So this game has like a lot of like biblical references, I guess, supposedly. And our character's represented by a snake, and then our lady friend is called Eva. That's like Eve. What? It was like a snake and Eve thing? What's going on there? Our character's a master debate. Yeah, well, yeah. Change difficulty. What are we even on? We're on normal. Let's stick with normal. View trinkets. So this shows us our truth bullets. We really don't have that many, do we? So a tablet. The victim is Kara Koskinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. She was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The victim also suffered chemical burns to the head. The most notable burns are to her eyes and scalp. The cause of death is blood loss. Time of death is unknown. There's a blood-soaked knife found at the scene of the crime. There was a fully loaded assault rifle next to the victim's body. It was speckled with blood. There was a bucket found lying on its side in the janitor closet, and the interior of the bucket reeked of bleach. And there was dried blood underneath the victim's nails. The rest of her hands were clean. It doesn't mention the other blood on like the knife being dry, so I'm thinking maybe that's fresh blood and then this is dry. So maybe the blood there isn't hers. Yeah, the graphic design's great.
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial.
We haven't heard his voice before, I don't think, really.
The objective here is simple. Explain how the murder took place. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue what you believe happened to the victim. Should you all agree on the right answer, you will be free to leave this place. Should you all agree on the wrong answer, well, you'll find out. That's all there is to it. Have fun, everybody.
Somebody, get me out of here.
I think usually the class trials, at least in Danganronpa, have a lot of voice acting, so it might be the case for this too.
If this is something we must discuss, I know a good place to start.
Get me out of here, 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 get me out of here! Somebody get me out of here!
Quick thought. So, I saw on Twitter recently, this game already has over 30,000 downloads, which I think is super impressive for an indie game in like its first week, right? I feel like they could do merch with like her hat. People would love that. I think there's some opportunities here. The bracelet too, the shock bracelet, just, you know, minus the shocking part. Oh, I bet that would sell like hotcakes. Oh boy.
What happened to her? Oh shit! They fried her brain!
Calm down. It's only a shock. She won't suffer any permanent side effects. If I wanted to see the brain dead bigger, I'd just turn on the telly. On that note, please, carry on.
Holy shit, the people running this thing aren't playing around.
As you were saying, Wolfgang?
Ingrid.
Right. The way I see it, the objective of this
By the way, can I get like a seat with this thing?
Yeah, he's not about standing desks.
I'm just gonna be an onlooker. It's only fair.
Why is it only fair? No, I didn't, Dork. We only played the first half of it. So we still have the court case.
You're seriously not going to contribute?
Oh, also, I've decided this guy is super sus. Okay, because when we played the game, he's all like, oh, I'm the ultimate marksman, but I've never shot at a moving target. And I was like, that's a little weird. Like, how can you be the ultimate marksman if you've never, like, gone hunting or something? But then, so they released, like, little bio cards for each character with their likes and dislikes. Under likes, it said moving target. So I'm like, this guy's a liar. Why is he lying to me? Kai is the bad guy, solved it. But no, none of these people committed the murder. No. None of these people committed the murder. It wasn't even a real murder. It's a fake, it's a recreation of a murder from like 25 years ago or something. And we're trying to solve it. It's practice, I think. I think he wants us to practice and then he'll be like, okay, now go do the murder for real. Which is nice. I feel like you should get a tutorial when they put you in a death game.
What am I even supposed to do?
Put your detective hat on, buddy. We're here to solve a mystery.
Jet is great.
Yeah. Who murdered that dummy chick, right?
Not who murdered her, how they murdered her.
Did that tablet not explain it?
It listed her wounds, yes, but it didn't explain how they were inflicted.
Probably because it's so obvious.
It's so obvious, guys.
But, Miss Amber, you didn't even read the tablet.
And
Is
I
she
don't
really
have to.
She's really short. I don't think I realized it before how short she is.
Would you look at that? A debate's already underway.
Grace! No! Please don't kill off my favorite character for the class trial. These guys are clearly confused. I need to stop them before they arrive at the wrong conclusion. Can you like something you've never done? Are we talking about murder still? Going to bed? Okay, good night, Owly, good night. Thank you for coming by, thank you. I'll have a good stream. Sleep well. Oh gosh, do you hear that? That's the sound of a non-stop debate approaching. During non-stop debates, your classmates will speak one after another without interruption. So we got the truth cylinder, truth bullets, time, weak spot, influence, focus gauge. Now I feel like they're using some of the same words as the Danganronpa game, potentially. I feel like they also call it truth bullets and non-stop debates in there, which I feel like puts them in like a little iffy area legally, potentially. So hopefully there's no issues there. I know, Phil, I know, because like the game is so cool, so I don't want them to like get shut down or anything. Students may say things that contradict the truth, and it's your job to determine which statements must be broken in order to progress the trial. For your ammo, you've been armed with the truth bullets you gathered during the investigation. Truth bullets that are relevant to the debate will be loaded into your truth cylinder. Use the mouse to aim your reticle. Did I say that right? Is it reticle? And press the right key to fire. It's free and non-profit, so they can get away with it a bit more. I feel like a bunch of like Nintendo-related fan games have had trouble even when they're free. Like, wasn't Project M free? Oh, you're talking about the marksman thing. I feel like that's different because like watching football is kind of an activity. I don't know if people watch moving targets really. I don't know. Now you'll want to aim for the words highlighted in gold. These are weak spots. A lie or contradiction may be hiding within a weak spot. Carefully compare your classmates' statements to the evidence you've gathered, and use the correct truth bullet to destroy the relevant weak spot. If things are flying too fast, use the spacebar to concentrate. This will temporarily slow down time. Speaking of time, be sure not to run out of it. That's an automatic game over. It's game over, man! Not that someone of your caliber would ever fail. Anyway, press the F3 key to revisit these controls whenever you want. That's all for now. Don't jump to too many conclusions. Non-stop debate. Can't wait for the ridiculous theories. Ooh, it's spinning a little too fast for me
was
there.
never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides that big scary gun?
What? Cassidy, no!
That's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
She did not necessarily agree with you. Wolfgang's like, I'm surrounded by idiots. The loudest voices in the room aren't always the smartest. Fortunately, an uninformed argument is never difficult to shoot down.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true? Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood besides
The big scary gun!
No, that's wrong!
Galio!
Cassidy, can you stop butting in? You barely investigated the crime scene to begin with.
Ooh, demon.
Whoa, what? I searched that place from top to bottom.
Alright, then tell me, how was a fully loaded assault rifle used as the murder weapon?
Okay, so just me, that little, like, banner on the background, doesn't it look like a barcode? You know, that, like, one strip, that's like a barcode to me. They like the band moving targets? Oh, that would be funny, actually, Phil.
That's easy. It wasn't. Obviously, the shooter reloaded their gun to full capacity.
Obviously, he pressed R.
Any smart shooter could tell you that. Right, Desmond?
Why are you bringing me into this?
He's like, I use a bow and arrow.
Except, the victim suffered multiple stab wounds to the torso. If the gun was fired, not only should the body have had bullet wounds, but there would be shell casings from the fired bullets. We saw neither at the crime scene.
Details. If the gun didn't do that, chicken, what was the actual murder weapon?
The actual murder weapon? That's obvious. The door. No. The knife.
I got it.
The bloody knife.
Knife
It's
girl,
just so
knife
blatantly
girl.
obvious. It was literally right next to the victim's body.
Lysocam's razor gotta ruin everything.
Is that how you say it? Occams? I always thought it was Occams. Whoa.
Interesting. Both
Oopsie
the knife
daisy.
and the rifle were present at the crime scene, but only the knife was used.
Kind of weird choosing the inferior weapon.
Nothing beats the sting of a sharpened blade.
Excuse me, Ingrid?
If the killer didn't use the rifle, why was it at the crime scene?
Maybe it came from inside the closet.
Don't see why you'd be storing a gun in a janitor's closet.
Man, I don't know. What if it's not even
You
related
scanned
to the
it?
murder?
Seriously? Thank you, Kuros. Thank you for satisfying my curiosity.
Of course it's related. It's covered in blood.
Oh no. Everyone's starting to yell.
It's okay, Diana. Her bracelet, too? I bet people will want those. This debate is getting out of control fast. I need to say something. Yeah, this spinning's a little too fast for me. Weirds out my eyes.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
Thank you for the rating,
That's
Nova.
like
Thank
your
you.
opinion,
Welcome,
lady.
welcome.
If the gun was broken,
Blueberry, can you do a shout out for Inaba?
Would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet,
Yes, it's the fan game that just came out last week. It's the first chapter of it. But thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. I'm Fangy. I'm a shapeshifting cryptid, but today I'm the ultimate debater. What were you doing tonight, Inaba? So it's easy to assume the killer was the one holding the gun, but considering the details of the victim's death, I'm inclined to think otherwise.
To reiterate,
Everyone is making
both
that
the
joke.
rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
Oh,
That's
D&D
like
and
your
singing?
opinion,
Fun.
lady. If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
Alright. So what's the evidence that it was the victim holding the gun? You have a whole class worth? Oh my gosh. I like Danganronpa a lot too. I have a couple OCs, but not a whole class worth.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife.
Okay, so tablet, she was stabbed in the torso 28 times. The chemical burns, eyes and scalp, bloody knife, assault rifle, fully loaded, speckled with blood. Does the blood being on it indicate that she was the one holding it, I guess? 28 stab wounds. Apparently that's a Detroit Become Human reference.
Were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These
can't
days,
prove that
it's
it
all
worked.
about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer
Hey,
would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet, they did.
Well, no, not. I gotta slow
Watch
it
it
down
be
this
for the
time.
aesthetic.
I think in the Danganronpa games there's about fast forward.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were
Ultimate
next to the victim's
Delinquent,
body.
Disaster Lesbian, I love them
Yet
already.
they
I
opted
just met
for
them
the
and I would
knife.
already die for them. I
Odd
kind of like delinquent
choice.
characters in general, though.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken,
The killer.
No, that's wrong!
Oh, it's okay, Cinder. It's okay.
Stop that thought right there.
I have no
If we
idea.
keep assuming the killer had the
Okay,
gun,
good night,
we'll end
Inaba.
up
Thank you for
running
the
in circles.
raid. Sleep well.
what? You think the killer was unarmed?
That's true, Dork. That's true.
No, they were definitely armed. With a knife. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the gun?
If it wasn't the killer, it has to be her. She must have brought it to the closet. She was probably carrying it before the murder, but dropped it when the killer attacked her.
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
It is Rashane, yeah. I think it is, at least.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't you overlooking something?
Huh?
The victim was stabbed from the front, meaning she could have seen the killer coming, correct?
Well, no, she was blinded by the chemical burns, probably.
If so, why didn't she shoot them?
Also, Rashane, if you want to try that that plate scheme tomorrow, let me know.
A stealth attack! I bet the killer memorized her AI movements.
That girl must have been killed before she had the chance to defend herself.
Well, no, we know she defended herself because she had the blood under her nails.
That's not technically true. There's evidence of a struggle between the victim and the killer.
Specifically, evidence that shows the victim attempted to fight back. Ba-doop.
This is it. We found dry blood under the victim's fingernails, which implies she was clawing at her attacker. Of course, no explanation is definitive without photo proof of the killer, but I'm confident this is what happened.
Why would you resort to scratching when you're carrying a gun?
Did something get in the way of her using it?
Wonder if that killer stole it from her.
She should have seen or heard him coming from the hallway at the very least.
Why do you think she was in the hallway?
That's where the fight happened, right?
Oh?
I think you're getting ahead of yourself. How can we be sure the fight happened there?
Anna, what do you know?
Maybe the fight started in the hallway, and after it ended, her body was dragged into the closet.
If that happened, shouldn't there have been streaks of blood on the floor or in the hallway?
Drag marks? Can't say I saw any.
It was merely a jest.
It's
No
funny
need
because
to
he's a
take it
drag
so
racer.
seriously.
Instead of dragging the victim, what if the killer carried her? I don't know why they would want to do that, but it would explain the lack of drag marks.
But then, wouldn't the killer have been covered in...
No, it's not multiplayer, it's single player.
Blood. Aye. It should have gotten everywhere. Those wounds were brutal. A few inches deep, I reckon. Carrying her would have done nothing to stop the blood flow.
Good point.
She was obviously killed in the closet. That's where the blood was.
Yes, you're right. I'm so sorry for derailing the conversation.
I don't think so, Rashane. This is just the first chapter. It's kind of like a demo. But I'm expecting that not to be the case. Because it's inspired by the Danganronpa series, so I'm expecting it to be similar to that.
Moving on. That fight. The victim had the gun, but she was overpowered?
If she wanted to, she could have just... you know...
It doesn't make much sense, does it?
There must be something we're missing. Something that explains how the victim was overpowered. And I know I'm the only one who can figure that out. Alright. I'll talk about agree points. During the last non-stop debate, you would have noticed that some of the phrases were blue. Bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Those phrases are called agree points. They are the counterpoint to weak spots. As the name would suggest, if an agree point aligns with the evidence you've gathered, you can use your truth bullets to prove it correct. Simply aim your reticle at it as you would a weak spot and shoot. In your pursuit of the truth, you must be prepared to corroborate your classmates' testimonies. When it would be wise to do so, it is for you to figure out. Good luck! Bum 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 bum.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So
Mark gets
why
to talk.
didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even see them coming.
Yep.
Maybe she thought the killer was her friend? I know I wouldn't hurt a friend.
She tried clawing their eyes out.
Why did the victim not shoot her attacker? Everyone's got a theory, but who has the actual answer? Because she was blinded.
That killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl didn't even...
Yes. Hey, what'd I do wrong?
Appreciate the support, but you're not talking any sense, mate.
What? Not even the pirate is scolding me. What was I thinking?
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hands.
By the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy
Oh, here we
tussle.
go. Here we go.
But she still carried a gun.
Yeah, use the tablet
So
instead.
Why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl.
There we go.
I got it.
Yeah, I would probably still try that as well, Dork, but also maybe if they got too close.
John actually has a point. The victim probably couldn't see what was going on. According to the tablet, she suffered chemical burns to the face and eyes. That sort of injury would have effectively
I think she was
blinded
gonna put the gun into the closet and a bucket of bleach fell on her and she couldn't see and then he attacked. That's my theory.
her. Also, inside the janitor's closet,
Or he just splashed
there
her
was
with
a
it.
large empty bottle of bleach. That's probably the chemical that caused the burns.
Blinded? With bleach? That's horrible.
All that pain, yet she still managed to fight back?
She sure put up a struggle. Without a gun, I guess the next best thing was her hands.
So the killer was definitely the one who blinded her.
Indeed. Knowing she had a gun, he blinded her to make her less dangerous. Then, when he pinned her against the door and stabbed her, she tried to retaliate.
Until eventually dying from her wounds.
Jeez, this is brutal.
Case closed.
Couldn't they have
Everybody can
toned
go
down
home.
the violence?
The past is in the past, and we can't change that. All we can do is solve her untimely death, eh?
I mean, by the sounds of it, we've already figured it out, right?
No, not yet.
What do you mean, Wolfgang?
Seriously?
But we've already discussed so much!
We know she was armed. We know she was blinded. We figured out how she died. How is this not a closed case?
I just realized I don't know what animal he is. Is that feather an owl feather? Oh, I'm actually not sure.
Please understand, I'm proud of everyone's hard work so far.
Please understand.
Because of you, we're one step closer to bringing the victim justice.
This was never about the dummy.
However, we should think of this case like an equation. Knowing how it works is only half the struggle. Now we need to figure out why.
As in the
Definitely an owl? Oh, and the spectacles?
Mm-hmm. You're on the right track.
You speak like we have any information on the killer. The man's a stock image. He doesn't even have a name.
Yeah, I'm with Winona on this.
What are we supposed to ascertain from that? That he's a non-character?
Not every answer will be written down for you. Sometimes actions speak louder than...
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
She's back! She's back! She finished rebooting.
Grace?
Whoa, what? Since when was Grace back to normal?
Right now, soybean.
Yeah, soybean.
Watching you guys try to solve this mystery has been like watching a dumpster catch on fire. I guess all that smoke must have clouded your vision, 'cause there's a big-ass elephant in this room.
An elephant in the room?
That's giving us too much credit.
So the killer incapacitated that girl. She had a gun, it makes total sense.
The dog is just squeaking, chewing on her Kong.
Problem is, you've yet to explain how he used the bleach.
I sort of assumed he spilled it on the victim.
Right. He just tipped the bottle over her.
That bottle is where the bleach came from, sure. But I doubt the bottle itself was involved in the murder. When we found it, it was neatly ordered on a shelf near the back of the closet. The gun and knife were just thrown on the floor. So it's weird this weapon was handled so differently.
That's true.
Do you think the killer just poured the contents of that bottle into something else?
Sure, before the actual murder took place, I'd say.
And what is this something else? Go on, explain it before this dumpster turns molten.
Obviously, it was in the gun. It was a water gun all along. She's really stubborn about this, but I get the point she's trying to make. Before we move on from this subject, we need to make sure its logic is completely sound. Alright then, let's put out this fire.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied.
Chemical burns to the head, most notably the eyes and scalp. So it came from above then, really. But the bucket was in the closet. So if the bucket fell down on her, I guess it wouldn't be in the closet afterward, would it? Oh, the victim got bleach in her eyes. The killer pretended to help her? Maybe.
Where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a container? There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
Yes!
So when
Cassidy,
the
my
victim
girl!
came in, pow! He squirted her in the eyes.
Yes!
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
Yes!
Call the fire brigade, Grace.
Jet, please platoon! To inflict those chemical burns, the killer had to use something. But what? Okay, so the container and the bucket are different things. When they were saying container, I thought they were talking about the bucket.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
She's so pretty.
Into another bottle?
What about a container?
Hey!
There were a bunch in the closet.
I bet the killer had a secret water gun.
Yeah.
So when the victim came in, pow!
Pew pew!
He squirted her in the eyes.
Hey! The ink vanishes when the battle's over.
I'm screenshotting
Call
that.
the fire brigade, Grace.
Call the fire brigade. Is Mark like secretly kind of sassy?
If the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a...
There we go.
I got it.
Hey, it's
She's
okay.
correct. The killer put the chemicals in a bucket. Or, more specifically, the same bucket we found at the crime scene. After all, it reeked of bleach. If the killer didn't use it to transport bleach, what else did they use it for? Personal cleaning? I doubt it.
Yo, that makes sense.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay, cool. So, how'd the killer use that bucket to spill bleach in the victim's eyes?
Yeah, it must have been above the closet. You don't get why the bleach would disappear? I guess it dissolved, but the blood was still there. I don't know.
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's...
I like your
unlikely he
theory because
threw
that would
it on
explain why
her.
the bleach isn't there at the moment. Because the bleach would have done... She would have gone in her eyes somewhere else.
She'd shoot him before he even had the chance. Use your brain, mate.
Of course, my apologies.
It's a good question. How was the killer able to get a hefty bucket of chemicals into the victim's eyes? Especially without her knowing. There must be some kind of clue missing here. Think, Damon, think!
Even if he did manage to splash her, the girl should have sustained intense facial burns. However, aside from her eyes, her face was relatively untouched.
Well, if you check the tablet, it said she had burns to the scalp.
Yeah,
too.
Gina's smart.
Burns to the scalp? How does that work?
Gravity?
Unless those chemicals came from above?
Mm-hmm. Above. Yes, that's right, above. Oh my gosh, Diana's smarter than you, Damon.
Did the killer somehow suspend the bucket?
How
in
is he the
air?
master debater?
Maybe there was a mechanism that made it tip over when someone entered the room.
Where's this bucket supposed to be again?
Above. Which... well... could mean anything.
Was the killer hiding above the door frame?
There's no way they were up there. There's nothing for them to sit or hold on to. Not to mention, they couldn't have stabbed her from up there.
And if there's no place for the killer to sit, then there's no place for the bucket to sit.
Unless you take into account the size difference.
Eh?
The space above the entrance might not be able to support a person, but it could still support something as small as a bucket.
And that thing supporting the bucket?
The killer wanted two things. For the bucket to be above the victim. Oh, for the bucket to be above the victim, and for it to spill on her when she entered the room. So it was on top of the door. In other words, he needed to balance the bucket, but on what? Door, door, door. Door, door, door. door.
I got it.
It's like that prank you always see in
I
cartoons.
don't know how we overlooked this, but I've got it. The killer just balanced the bucket on the door.
Like in those water bucket pranks people film?
It's just a prank, bro.
Exactly. When the victim came into the room, she pushed open the door and caused the bucket
Welcome
to fall
back,
on her.
Kyros. Did you bring enough to share with the class?
This would make
Trial?
it so she couldn't shoot back or even get a chance to see her assailant. When the bucket hit the ground, it probably rolled away. That'd explain why we found it a couple feet
Nice.
from the victim.
How thoughtful.
That is a possibility, yes.
It sounds like the best conclusion.
There's just one problem. How was the killer able to reach that high?
The stepladder.
Unless they were abnormally tall, it'd be difficult to place something on top of that.
Well, let's use that as our next point of discussion. How did the killer set up this trap?
To balance that bucket on the door, the killer would need to reach pretty high. Was there anything at the crime scene they could have used as a boost? If I can answer that, it'll add further credibility to my theory. Badoop. I almost want to say the wrong thing just to see what happens. I just want to see what happens.
You think the killer climbed a shelf? They'd be too far away from the entrance, dude.
Of course. I feel like with these games, sometimes there's funny dialogue when you do stuff wrong.
You think the killer climbed a shelf?
Oh, that was the same one. Oops. Alright, this one.
You think the killer climbed a shelf?
Is that? No, not the shelf! Rah. Okay, fine.
This is it. There was a stepladder hiding behind the closet door. The killer probably used that. After climbing it, they could position the bucket right on top of the door.
Figures.
My precious stepladder? You think the bad guy used my super duper obvious stepladder?
Match point. Occam's razor.
Yes, it appears our killer didn't care much for subtlety. No matter how obvious it seems, it's the only answer that makes sense.
It was the only knickknack of its kind, too. If there's something else that killer could have used, it's escaping me.
I see. It makes sense with what we've got so far. But I'm not done yet. I still have one last question for you apes.
Please just leave us alone. Oh, I'm so tired.
Hey, don't be like that. Grace may be loud, but her questions have really helped our discussion.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we simp
what
Grace
was the
here.
killer doing when that bucket poured onto the girl's head?
He obviously
Stabbing.
didn't just stand there and observe.
I have to agree. They must have been hiding somewhere, waiting for her to arrive. Somewhere nearby, I'd assume. I would have guessed behind the door?
What about behind the door? The killer could have hidden there as the girl entered.
Wouldn't the stepladder be in the way?
Oh. She would have seen him if he was in the back of the janitor closet.
I got it. The killer was hiding right outside the janitor closet.
Weren't the stab wounds from the front?
Okay, shut up, Mark!
I got it.
Okay, I guess he was in the closet?
I've got it. The killer was hiding in the back of the closet. If he was pressed up against the furthest shelf and facing the entrance, there'd be a diagonal path between him and his victim. I say diagonal because that's the only way he can make a direct charge forward. Also, when the victim entered the room, she would have been standing with her back to the hallway, right outside the killer's range. That's why the stab wounds were only made to her chest.
Still don't know why the girl had a gun.
Creating the crime scene we found! Great job, guys! We're actually doing this!
No thanks to you, Cassidy.
That was the last mystery, right? We must have put everything together now.
Even if it's all fake, I feel really bad for this victim.
It's an ugly sight, but she's no victim.
What?
Huh?
Well, technically she is, but let's be real. The girl was carrying a gun. She probably provoked the killer, and they killed her in self-defense. It's a clear-cut case of the hunter becoming the hunted, no?
That's no excuse.
What?
There's no justifying murder.
I guess he's a defense attorney?
Killing a woman is the worst thing a man could do.
I'm feeling some baggage there.
You're emanating a sizable amount of emotional tension. Are you okay?
There's no excuse. There never was an excuse. 28 stab wounds! No girl, no person should ever suffer Kara's fate.
Wait.
He's getting passionate.
It was the victim's name! Didn't anyone read the tablet?
He pissed.
I agree with you, dude, but you don't have to shout out your point.
Oi, what's all this about? We figured out the case. Stop trying to drag it on.
No. We're not finished here.
Huh?
There's no murder without a proper motive. We need to discuss why Kara died.
I am not going this far for a fictional murder case.
Allegedly, it's not fictional. Also, good evening, Dad.
We aren't looking for a murderer.
Kara,
We're looking for
my favorite
answers.
self-defense fighting method of putting a bucket of bleach on a door and waiting to defend his neck. Right?
Do you turn in a half-finished exam, Winona? An essay without its conclusion? This isn't about efficiency, this is about being right. Or do you, a supposed entrepreneur, not value integrity?
What the hell?
Let's just talk about the motive. There's no harm in doing that, right?
Well, what was the motive? Was the killer fighting for their life? Or were they going out of their way to murder?
Maybe the gun freaked him out.
If I was in the killer's shoes, I'd definitely be nervous. Thing is, while acting out of self-defense is possible, since when does it look like this?
Given the severity, I'd liken it to a crime of passion.
Something done on impulse?
What if they were frightened? A spooky thing might have set them off big time.
This was... No, this was planned.
That's wrong. There's no way this was done in
Ooh, a
self-defense.
new sprite, a new sprite.
No matter what excuse the killer uses, it doesn't change the fact they have blood on their hands.
Yo, bud. You seem a little...
Yeah, you don't stab someone 28 times in self-defense. That's too many times.
Silence! I won't allow this!
Oh, wow, things are getting emotional. Well, you've only been using logical arguments to further the trial so far. Now might be a good time to change your approach. Introducing the pathos mechanic. During non-stop debates, the emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E or left trigger. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. Find a weak spot that is directly contradicted by the pathos statement, and fire. Okay, so this is a new mechanic. This wasn't in Danganronpa. So that's exciting. If successful, you will make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Stand on the lookout for pathos statements. While you'll always be able to advance the trial by using pure logic, emotional arguments can lead to some unique conversations. Oh, I love unique conversations! Yummy, yummy, give them to me. Maybe the person which is legally allowed to carry the gun. This is actually set in America
To kill
in the
Kara
future.
so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest!
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals.
Hello,
This could
hello.
have been
How goes
self-defense.
judging? It's going good.
You don't even know the damn killer.
You don't stab someone 28 times in
Just the
self-defense,
kind of thing
Eva.
They left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that?
There's
no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
I was gonna say, Wolfgang's like a really hot phoenix, right? Was this murder justified, or was it truly unforgivable? I feel like I have an obligation to find the truth.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm?
Not yet.
This was the sadistic
Well, wait, I'm supposed to press E? Consent? No, I'm not doing... I'm supposed to do something with the purple text.
The violence in this murder was excessive and intentional. The killer stabbed the victim 28 times. Even when the victim started clawing at their neck, the killer persisted. They wanted to inflict as much damage as possible. That's clearly sadistic.
I messed it up.
I understand that, but shouldn't we consider the killer's point of view?
Controls. Yeah. It said like press E and then hold mouse over the purple text or something like that, I think.
Huh?
The victim was carrying a gun at the time of the murder. It's possible they were also trying to kill someone.
When the mind is clouded by fear, the body makes rash decisions.
Right. The killer was definitely
The killer is the
excessive
bear?
with the stabbing.
What bear?
They could have been overwhelmed with
Are
emotion.
you talking about the wolf guy?
In fact, the trap doesn't even work unless someone from the outside opens the door. The killer might have actually been protecting themselves.
Okay, she does have a point there. Motorcycle bear? I think he's a wolf.
I disagree.
Or a Great Dane.
Huh?
There's a reason that trap couldn't have been used for self-defense. Something that proves the killer didn't feel afraid. What proves the killer didn't feel afraid? The victim's weapon is fake? Items, bleach in the bucket, a knife. I mean, yeah, it would take time, I guess. I don't think we have anything to prove that the weapon's fake.
The killer needed a lot of time to set up the trap. They had to fill the bucket with bleach, move the ladder, climb up the ladder. That's not even mentioning the time it would take to figure out this plan. Most people don't come up with ideas like this on the spot.
Making the plan is sadistic enough, but actually executing it, you'd need to be a real psychopath.
If the victim was actively hunting them, the killer couldn't possibly have had the time to formulate this trap and then set it up, especially if they were scared. No, they clearly had ample time to do this. The victim might not even have been hunting them. The killer could have lured them to the closet by making noise, and then killed her brutally. This was a brutal, savage crime. Wolfgang might be right to be so passionate.
I suppose I can't dispute that.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're Disembodied Voice! We figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped paying attention a long time ago.
What?
Bullshit.
We only went through this case because of you.
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, why don't you summarize the information you've learned? It'll be good practice.
Practice?
Fine. I'll do as you ask. I'll present the truth.
We'll present the truth together. Let's dig into it.
It's time to bring this trial to an end. It's time for the closing argument. During closing argument, you must summarize the case from start to finish. Naturally, your medium will be a comic book. Naturally. Since the class has a relatively good understanding of the case, some parts of the comic are already complete. But it seems your peers have glossed over the smaller details judging by those gaps in the story. To fill these gaps, you've been provided a collection of stock panels. Use the WASD keys to navigate your stock and then press the space bar to select a panel. Hover your mouse over the relevant gap and press the left key to insert the panel. If you wish to undo your selection, simply press the space bar again. Don't forget the Q and E keys. Those are how you flip between pages. By the way, gaps will reveal a hint if you hover over them. If you ever need to revisit this information, the control panel is only one F3 key away. Now stand up straight and fix that tie. We've got a case to close. Alright, so... in the janitor's closet. Opening the door. In the janitor's closet. I gotta move my webcam, I can't see the picture. Going up the stepladder. Okay, so then space? Is that it? And then click? Okay. Alright. And then they said Q and E? And then we got the step... Okay, going up the step ladder. I feel like the controls for this are a little clunky. This part. And then the last panel we have over here is opening the door. So space and then click here. Kinda wish we could just like mouse over and then drag it. Okay, now what? Oh, okay, okay, it unlocked it now. Alright, cool. Clawing at the killer's neck, that'll be later on. Right here? And this one is assault rifle, that was back at the beginning. Go boop, boop. Alright. Last one. Bleach. Right here. Boop.
I got it.
Got it.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate
Let's you
teacher's
say
aide.
that. Koshkinen.
Right before her death, she was wandering around the academy carrying a large assault rifle.
You have a silly thought? I would like to hear it.
That was probably when our unnamed killer, who was armed with a knife, spotted her.
And decided he'd put her to eternal rest. He slid inside that little janitor's closet, where he began hatching a deadly scheme.
Aye, they needed a way to surprise the victim, who was better armed. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach from the closet and poured its contents into a bucket.
That's because they wanted to blind Kara by splashing the bleach in her eyes.
Sneaky little bastard.
You wonder if it's a reference?
But to
Could
do
be.
that, they would need to set a trap and catch the victim by surprise. The killer moved a stepladder behind the closet door and climbed up it to reach the doorframe. There, they carefully placed the bucket.
That way, when the victim opened the door, the bucket would empty its contents all over her.
After completing this setup, the killer retreated to the far
It's
end of the
okay, Cinder.
janitor's closet and waited for the victim's arrival.
It's okay, little one.
The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention. Either way, the victim tried to open the door.
And, the bleach splashed all over her. Her scalp, face, and eyes were severely burned.
Youch!
Jet! Thanks for contributing, Jet.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and began viciously attacking Kara.
Why would a teacher's aide have a gun? I think probably they were in a survival game already. This is probably like a previous iteration.
In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed her from the front 28 times.
While being stabbed, the victim tried to fight back by clawing at the killer. This left the dried blood under her fingernails. However, it didn't deter the killer, and the victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity, but their actions haven't been forgotten. That is the truth behind this case. Well, are you satisfied?
A measly 3 acts. Poor Horace would be beside himself.
Who the hell is...
No one cares!
Thank you, Grace.
We've done your end of the bargain. Now let us out already!
Screw Horace.
That is what I promised, isn't it? Alright, I'll let you leave this room. But before I do, may I be frank with you all for a second? This entire time I've been hiding behind a speaker, afraid to show my face. My heart tells me you'll react cruelly to it. However, my head, it raises a compelling argument. Who cares what others think? Shouldn't I get to have a little fun once in a while?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's do away with these silly boundaries already. It's time we meet face to face.
Face to face?
What was that all about?
Everybody, look over there!
Turn on the flag machine! He's got a sweet mask. And nice eyelashes.
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants! The walls have finally crumbled. What will you do now that you've reached the other side? Will you treasure this new land? Serve it?
Thank you, Dork. Thank you, Kyros.
Or will you set it ablaze? Well, peasants, have you made your choice?
They're like, what are you talking about, dude? They're like, it's a cosplayer!
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, you're also wearing a weird hat, dude, so you're not really one to ask. This person, his voice!
Are you the speaker guy?
Speaker guy? No. You don't address your superiors like that. Within the halls of this academy, you'll refer to me by one name, and one name only.
Headmaster Goat.
His Highness, the great and powerful Tozu, host of the Killing Game.
Yes, Killing Game! Bring on the murder! Killing Game? Class trial end. Is this gonna be the end of the demo?
Well done.
Or, you can call me Tozu for short.
Hey.
What do you mean, Killing Game?
The show must go on.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Quite the contrary, this is only the beginning. Of what?
Why the long phase?
Wait, why is it auto? Text mode, spacebar. You, my dear subordinates,
Blood is rushing.
are going to kill each other. That's not...
Come on.
That's not funny.
But then...
But you said we could go home if we solved the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you peasants an incentive. It's not my fault you took it the wrong way.
What?
Motorcycle Bear Dog is just like Goatman, you think? What are you talking about? You lied to us.
Rubbish.
Lie? Oh, no, absolutely not. Cinder, what's wrong? It's okay. It's okay, Daddy's busy. Come here, little one. Hello, little one. It's okay. We need your attention, Daddy.
Yeah, I love how she hears me walking around.
Uh-huh.
It's like, who else could it be? Relax.
She says, come pet me, human.
It's like the quietest burglar who just strolls by the room.
Hey, Weedy, good evening. Lied? Oh, no. Absolutely not. I'm a fair man, a man sworn to the truth, and if I recall exactly, should you all agree on the right answer, you'll be free to leave this place. No one cares. Oh, okay, it's going fast. I specifically said you could leave this room, not go home. You sneaky son of a bitch.
Not okay!
You're full of shit, man. There you go, losing control of your voice. That's how you know you've lost the argument. Logic is a cowardly thing like that. It'll jump ship the moment it's confronted with a challenge. He didn't lie, did he? He said he never lies. So when he said this was Eden's Garden Academy... Bullshit! What am I doing believing someone like him? There's no other way around it. He's lying.
Dude!
Hey, why didn't you tell us about your dumb game sooner? And watch you peasants run away?
Pathetic.
I can't host a game without any contestants.
Please don't.
Please don't do this.
I just want to go home.
I want to be with my family. Please, just let me go home.
There's no need to worry.
There's no need to cry, Mrs. Tallner. Huh? We're all civilized here. No one is going to kill simply because they've been ordered to. What's this? The peasant has a rebuttal.
Let's see.
A match between unprepared, unfit players? You could hardly call that a match. In much the same way, this game you've proposed, a killing game between students who don't have the heart to kill?
Nonsense.
Do you seriously think we'll abandon our morals so quickly?
Hey!
Yeah, that's totally right. We're like super boring people. We don't have what it takes to do something like this. Speak for yourself.
Indeed.
I'm the ultimate cryptid. My heart is terribly soft, softer than the most delicate piece of mochi. When I see a fly in my room, I catch the poor dear in a jar and return her to nature.
I would never.
My mochi heart would melt otherwise.
I see.
That's your argument, isn't it?
How interesting.
So, what has you so convinced? What do you mean? What makes you think the people in this room lack the heart to kill? Do you even know anything about them besides their names and ultimate talents?
Pathetic.
If you do, then tell me, regarding killing, where do they stand? Are they okay with murder if it's for the greater good? Are they okay with murder if it guarantees their survival? Is where they currently stand on the issue the same as where they're willing to stand? Go on, you've had a couple hours to get to know everyone. That's plenty of time to learn their life stories, right? Should I take that as a no? Goodness, what a surprise.
Plot twist.
Not. You wouldn't be here all dressed up in that fancy suit if you were so naive.
Such a spoil sport.
Oh, and one more thing. That trial you just did, that was your preparation for the killing game.
Get out.
How? All you did was make us play detective.
Plot twist.
And for good reason. If one of you is killed, the remaining students will participate in the true class trial. Your objective here is simple. Uncover the culprit if you can. Using evidence you've gathered during the investigation, you will argue who you believe committed the murder. The result will be decided by popular vote, and if you choose the right person, they alone will be executed, and the killing game will continue. However, if you choose the wrong person, the guilty party will be set free and the rest of you will be executed instead. Those are the rules of the game. Everyone understand? All of us will be executed? That's not fair!
Isn't this lovely?
Really, I think it's one of our most beautiful rules. Look at his eyelashes. Everyone has an incentive to participate in the game, innocent or otherwise.
What's happening?
That's insane! You're treating us like pigs to slaughter.
Such disrespect.
Nonsense. All of you have the chance to survive this game. Do you think the common butcher is so merciful? By the way, if no guilty party ever escapes, the killing game will end when there are only 2 students left. You may want to remember that. Or maybe you don't care. It depends on what kind of person you are. Out of the 16 people here, only 2 would be allowed to survive?
No shot.
2 people. That's hardly any better than if someone gets away with murder.
Well done.
I know! That's what makes it so funny. Most of you will die no matter what, and yet with every passing trial, you'll all cling to life more desperately.
The show must go on.
And that exact mindset is what causes more murders to happen. Aren't these rules simply brilliant? A perfect test of the limits of human compassion.
I have an appetite.
I can't wait to see
for
all of you in
destruction.
action. The madman's loud, tinnitus-inducing laughter was suddenly cut off by a well-timed strike from behind. What's to stop us from killing you, Tozu? Good question. I guess probably the shock collars, or the shock bracelets. There's probably some kind of mechanism to prevent you from hurting him. Dork says being the first killer gives you the highest opportunity. Yeah, there's more suspects. Yes, Grace, my girl!
You mangy fucking mutt! I want nothing to do
Get him!
with this.
Get him, Grace!
Ow, 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 ow! Stop it!
Yes! Our girl!
Since you've made it clear you won't listen to reason, I'll just make sure you have no arms to kill with!
Do you even listen to when I talk? I'm not the one doing the killing. It's you lot who are...
Grace drove her fist directly into his stomach. She followed it with another blow, and another. And when it looked like she wasn't going to be satisfied until he was dead, I saw it. From out of nowhere, a tiny red dot appeared on Grace's face. Do not kill our favorite girl!
Hey! Stop already! There's a...
But before we could do anything... You do not kill our favorite girl in the prologue! The sound of a gunshot echoed in our ears. Grace released the man from her grip. Speechless, she moved her hand to her cheek, which had been nicked by the stray bullet. Panther Lady. We all looked in the direction the shot came from. The shooter stood silently by the pillar, a trail of smoke rising from the mouth of her rifle. Her mask? The design was a panther instead of a goat, but it was clear that she was working with him. You shot at her!
For real?
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them! Everyone slowly backed away from Tozu, suddenly fearful for their lives. Rifles have mouths? I've heard that mouth of a gun, yeah. I've heard that. No? What a shocking and unnecessary display of violence.
You think?
I was talking about the golfer woman. Well, now you've become acquainted with our enforcer, Mara. If any of you kids try to jeopardize the killing game, such as by attacking me, she'll be there to put an end to your shenanigans.
Pardon me.
They gave Grace a couple hits in there. Like, if she had a weapon, he would have been in danger potentially. Even though she misses her shots, that was just a warning. I assure you, it'd be unwise to further test her sharpshooting ability.
In any case...
Regardless, I finally have an answer to your previous question. Meh? That's fair, Kyros, that's fair. But it took her a while to do the warning shot. Although maybe they were just doing it for demonstration. You asked me if I knew anything about my friends besides their names and talents.
No matter.
Truthfully, I don't. But I'll continue to trust them as if I do, because they're ultimates. Huh? They are charged with the betterment of society. They've proven themselves to be above simple acts of self-interest.
we will not succumb.
Even if you trap us, fire guns at us, and force us to endure farcical courtroom procedures. He's right. Grace was trying to compose herself, still clearly shocked by her run-in with death.
Don't test me.
No matter how weird these guys are, they're talented. Do you really think an ultimate would fall for this bullshit? That's right. My friends and I have too much to live for, and too much to achieve. We won't throw all that away for your killing game.
Don't get it mixed up.
We're all going to escape. We have to. One by one, the students raised their voices in solidarity with Wolfgang. All of them were so confident in what they were saying, so willing to blindly put their faith in each other. And for some reason, it made me sick.
My.
Never underestimate the strength of human connection. I'm quite familiar with this idea.
Aye.
What kind of captain would I be if I can't even handle a small crew of 15? What is this horrible feeling of contempt? Why do I feel this way when everyone else seems so hopeful? The voice inside me was answered by another.
No.
You've got it all wrong. The students turned their attention towards Ava, surprised by her words. Do you actually believe no one here will try to kill? You're really naive. I don't know how you made it as a lawyer. Well, instead of resorting to random ad hominem attacks, why don't you explain your reasoning?
It's the truth.
You broke your con? On the very first day?
Well, you're done. You did it.
Well, that wasn't the like super heavy duty one, so.
You won. Your reward is you can't have fun anymore.
No, Cinder.
Wow.
Cinder.
Think of this as your first life lesson.
No. She broke her Kong. She bit one of the ends off of it. Oh no, little one. It's obvious. Compared to normal people, ultimates are more prone to killing, not less. Living with constant praise from the public has ruined our sense of self. If you need examples, just look around the room.
What a joke.
Excuse me? She's like, why are you looking directly at me?
Look.
In the outside world, ultimates will do anything to further their own goals. The same is probably true here. Once you realize your dreams can only be achieved if you escape, you'll resort to murder.
Can't you see?
If you continue to convince all of these people to trust each other, they're only going to be more vulnerable. Unless that was your plan all along. Is it possible you want to make everyone vulnerable? So it'll be easier for you to kill them? That's
enough.
Suddenly, Ingrid steps in front of Wolfgang protectively. Wolfie's done nothing wrong. He's given us all a vote of confidence. Yeah, it's something we all needed.
Please.
So stop trying to turn us against each other, please. I'm with Ingrid here, I think, because once people start suspecting each other, I feel like that puts them in the mindset of it's kill or be killed. I feel like Wolfgang's strategy of like, even if you don't believe that everyone there wouldn't kill, you want to try and convince them of that. I feel like that's the better way of trying to prevent any deaths. The horrible feeling grew stronger as the other students admonished Eva. It grew stronger and stronger, and I knew I had to say something. Eva's right. Huh?
No!
Damon, not you too.
I know.
Look, I get it. You want to make the situation less scary for everyone. But Eva made a good point. All of us have a clear motivation to leave this place, even at the cost of other people's lives. Whether it's to see our families again, or for the sake of our talents.
Don't say that!
No, I would never kill anyone.
That's not it.
Diana, you yourself admitted you had too much to achieve. Don't you see how that's playing into the masked man's hands? This whole World Ultimates thing is pretty inane anyways. After meeting all of you, it's clear none of us have the same goals.
Hold on.
What are you insinuating? Don't we all carry the same obligation to improve the world we live in? His question angered me more than anything that had been said before. I could no longer suppress my true feelings.
That's wrong.
Look, the title barely means shit nowadays, alright? Most ultimates are just dullards obsessing over some pointless hobby. Their talents don't contribute anything of worth. The only thing they're capable of is leeching off public attention for their own goals. Ouch.
You've got to be kidding me.
Running a business that feeds millions is pointless?
No.
Some of you are an exception, obviously. He's like, Winona, you're cool with me. We're both jerks. But come on. There's no way the rest of you can improve the world we live in with your niche fixations.
That was very...
Don't you mean rest of us? You're an ultimate too. Yeah, what the hell makes you so special? I could feel their words worming their way into my soul. What makes you so special? Well, I can actually achieve many things with my talent. I can argue policy, consider ethics and morality.
Yeah.
Better yet, I was the one who got you guys through the trial.
Really?
Is that really what happened? I remember all of us helping out.
Shrimp?
Yo, I see what's going on. You think you're better than us just because you can say words nobody understands? Well, that kind of stuff is relative. Like, tell me what a dragster is. Do you know? I don't know. Watch your step, lest you trip and fall from the unparalleled heights of your vanity.
Not good enough.
I'm disappointed in you. How are you so concerned about making yourself look good when we're in the middle of a death game?
The hell?
Wait, I wasn't trying to. It was no use. They turned against me, hurling obscenities, scowling, or simply shaking their heads.
Isn't this lovely?
Phew! Do I sense anger, hatred, an unquenchable sense of bloodthirst? Blood, blood, blood! We'll save that for later. I'm the only person who can spill blood in the courtroom. The elevator will take you back to the killing game arena. We've cleaned up the crime scene and prepared a dorm room for each of you.
Get lost.
Thanks. Now can you get lost?
Good evening.
Okay. He returned to his podium with the masked woman trailing closely behind. I wonder if Mara never talks. The bizarre mechanism that brought him into the room lowered the two of them into the ground and out of sight. Oh, we're going down there eventually.
Hey.
Still, we're not going to kill anyone, right guys? No matter what happens, we're all going to make it out of here okay. It was only when the madman had left that reality truly began to set in. Masked Woman is your favorite character, even though she hasn't talked? All she did was shoot Grace! I'm trapped in a killing game with people who despise me. I'm looking at all their poses. Cassie's like, I'm the #1 streamer, I can do this! Nona's looking over her shoulder. Kai's being a crybaby, I think. Oh, Jet is comforting Mark. I love them. Shooting Grace is what you do before Christmas. I feel like there could be some crazy foreshadowing with this image. I don't know if it's just me, but notice how every single character is like looking at another character. Like, look. Like, Desmond's looking at Eva. She's looking off towards Tozu. We're looking away. Wolfgang's looking towards us. It looks like Diana's looking at Grace. Jean's looking at Diana. Not quite sure who Ulysses is looking at. But it's, yeah, I feel like we could come to some conclusions. And maybe it's just total bullshit and doesn't mean anything. But it seems very specific that they're all looking at different people. I don't know. And I feel like the fact that Ingrid might be looking across at Jet there. But the fact that Eva specifically is the one looking back towards Tozu's chair. And we're looking away from it. I feel like that's important. Yeah, we're gonna take a picture of this and we're gonna write down who's looking at whom and what we think that means. How? How did this happen? Who is Grace looking at? I would say she's looking at Desmond. You think Ava's looking at Cassidy? Maybe. Could be. It could be, yes. Perhaps. I feel like her face would be more to the right if that was the case. Honestly, there's probably some kind of like angle nonsense we could do. With like rulers. How did this happen? I just wanted to help. I wanted to make sure we didn't trust each other too easily. You okay, Cinder? Oh, we're eating. And now I'm being treated like the bad guy. Will these people practice what they preach? Will they really refuse to kill? I can't trust anyone here. For better or for worse, it's me versus them. So that's probably why he's the one looking away. So cute, the beginning of the end. The beginning of an unfathomable nightmare, an unrelenting despair. Setsubo. The beginning of the killing game. Roll credits. Yeah, slam that desk. Okay, this is... Okay, this feels more like a remix of the Danganronpa song. I feel like that's dangerous territory for them. Why is there an ultimate blacksmith? I mean, somebody has to supply stuff for LARPs and Renaissance festivals and SCA. Grace is going to cause a trial with a hit projectile? Could be. A la Leon. So in this group, who dies first? I'm feeling, Eloise. I'm feeling Eloise. Why would the ultimate pirate not be down for murder? He's not the ultimate pirate, though. He's the ultimate captain. He takes offense to being called a pirate. To be continued. I want to see the art on the previous screen longer. A hard-hit golf ball can go through a 2x4 board of wood? Really? Oh, here's the credits. Yay! We got all of our voice actors. And one of them was in Twitch chat last time, which is pretty cool. It was Diana, Snow Harbor. Directing. I was looking this up. Some of the people working on this are like pretty young, which I feel like is gonna look super good for their resume. You know? Having an indie game that got so many downloads in the first week. Looks so professional. Pretty darn impressive. A lot of potential and production value? I know. Here's the bad thing though. I joined the Discord because I wanted to like see fan art and stuff. And someone asked, you know, when are future chapters gonna come out? It sounds like the plan is to do 1 chapter a year, which scares me a little bit. Because if this is a 5-chapter game, kind of like Danganronpa, you know, that's 5 years. How many people are gonna end up being too busy and not being able to work on it anymore? Will some of the voice actors become professionals and not want to do volunteer work anymore? You know, I feel like a lot could happen in 5 years. That's if there's 5 chapters. We don't know how many chapters there's gonna be. But yeah, it sounds like they want to do 1 chapter a year. Which, you know, honestly is totally understandable for like an entirely like volunteer project. It makes sense. That would take a long time, especially considering like how good it looks. But it does scare me a little bit. Also, just who wants to wait that long, you know? Like, you want to know right now. I want to know if my favorite character live, who dies. if it gets acknowledged by Spike Chunsoft. I can't imagine that happening. It seems fast to you, Edie? Well, they said this first chapter, I think they said it took them 2 years, so it seems like future chapters are gonna be faster, which is good. Like, maybe with this first one, they got a lot of the, like, groundwork done, maybe? Kuro Discord can't even make one birthday chorus song? Oh dear. I did it, Snowy! Yes, we just finished! We were actually just talking about you! Because I showed the credits, and I was like, look, that person was in chat the other day! I did enjoy it, I did! But now we have to wait for more. What's the question mark? Snowy, what's this question mark? Do I have to, like, play on hard mode or something to unlock something? Okay, now I'm curious. I'm very curious. Also, I messed something up during the class trial. It was talking about the pathos stuff, and I pressed the wrong button and accidentally just did a truth bullet. So I'm curious what would have happened if I engaged with the pathos stuff. Yeah, the extras. How do I access those extras? Oh, it's the jukebox. Oh, okay, so it's not in there yet. Okay, good to know. Alright. I would have, like, replayed trying to unlock whatever it was. So thank you for telling me. But yeah, I think we all liked it a ton. Chat really seemed to enjoy it. Everyone is super impressed with it. I can't wait for more. Ah! I hope our favorite characters survive. I hope Grace lives forever. Yes. And then someday she will punch Tozu in the face. We're theorizing who's the first killed. I think it's gonna be Eloise. That's my theory. I think, Snowy, I think your character's gonna be a murderer. I think so. She's too nice. I'm suspicious. I think Diana is sus, and I think Desmond is sus. They're definitely gonna kill people. Dork, you hope the first murderer gets away and the Panther Lady gets to kill everyone? The Panther ending? I hope you're wrong, Dork. That would make the game very short. I want to go back though. I want to try and do that pathos thingy. And I want to see what happens if we do mean. Is the difficulty actually implemented for the first prologue thing? I want to see if it actually makes a difference.
Hey.
We'll just speedrun through it to see. What is she doing?
Let's begin with a brief explanation of the class trial.
Don't bite Daddy's toe.
You're just going to town on it.
That's not nice. Biting toes is not nice.
We object using evidence. Should you all agree on the
Get it, Cinder? No, Kyros, don't encourage her. Alright.
Oh, cold. If I on that.
As you
Right. By the way, I'm just. What am I?
Yeah.
Not
Did that
it,
probably because it.
but
And I don't have.
Would you?
The toe goblin. Alright. So I think in Danganronpa, higher difficulty adds like more words that you can click on. No, she's licking it. She's licking my sock.
The mystery was never about
Don't eat
who
socks.
killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
It tickles, stop it! It tickles.
Obvious what the murder weapon was.
Stop.
I didn't get a
You're a
good look at the
gremlin.
crime scene, but
You're a
the
little
body was
gremlin.
pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big, scary gun!
Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
Alright. Let's try and get back to that pathos
The
point.
mystery was never about who.
Stop
killed
licking my
Kara,
sock!
But how she
It's a
died.
clean sock! I don't know why she wants it. Maybe it has good mouthfeel?
It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
Maybe.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big scary gun.
I love the slow motion talking.
What does that even have to do with anything?
Uh-oh.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that
Just
true?
I missed it?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big scary gun.
Why doesn't...
What does that even have to do with anything?
Huh? Isn't this what I did
The
last
mystery
time?
was never about.
I can still turn this debate around.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was. Let me finish talking.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I'm pretty sure I
didn't
shot the
get a
blade
good look
knife
the
at
crime
the
scene,
gun.
but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big scary gun.
Why is this not... What is
What
going
does that
on?
even have to do with anything?
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
It was the knife.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big scary gun.
Ah, that's right. There was a gun.
You hear that, liar man? She agrees.
You can't shoot it at the what could have spilled that blood though. You gotta do one of the highlighted ones.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene.
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection! It's obvious what the murder weapon was. Let me
The mystery was never about who killed Kara, but how she died.
Is that true?
Objection!
Maybe just the assault rifle
It's
because it was next to
obvious
her.
what the murder weapon was.
I didn't get a good look at the crime scene, but the body was pretty bloody.
And what could have spilt that blood? Besides that big scary gun.
No, that's wrong!
Okay.
Cassidy, can you stop butting in?
Whoa!
All right.
That's
here we go.
many.
Well, except if a gun was...
If the
Weedy. The actual murder weapon was the knife.
I got it. The bloody...
Into
Yeah,
kind
this
of
pathos.
Don't, man.
Oh no.
Speedrun.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken, then the killer would have no reason to bring it with them. And yet,
Right, and we do the killer because we think it was the victim.
Watch it be for the aesthetic.
To reiterate, both the rifle and the knife were next to the victim's body.
Yet they opted for the knife. Odd choice.
I bet that gun didn't even work. These days, it's all about aesthetics over effectiveness.
That's like your opinion, lady.
If the gun was broken...
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Stop that thought right there.
What?
No, they were definitely armed. The reason they didn't use a gun is probably because they never had it to begin with.
Ingrid's animal a lion? Looks like there's a lion on her little pouch.
But then, who did?
Easy. The victim.
Whoa, the dummy had the—
If it wasn't the kill, she was probably—
Oh, I guess that makes some sense.
Complete sense.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Aren't the victim?
A stealth pack.
There's a— This is it. Of course,
why
did
wonder
If
Drag.
it was
We gotta get to the part where Wolfgang gets all.
Moving.
It doesn't.
We're zooming.
That slimy killer pulled a fast one and knocked the gun out of her hand.
by the sounds of it, those two did have a crazy tussle.
But she still carried a gun. So why didn't she shoot?
I bet that girl.
I agree.
John actually has a point according. Also,
Blinded all that
she sure so.
Indeed, then.
I mean,
no.
We know we figured
because how knowing
as you what?
Right. I guess and so I
Sorry, guys.
When we the gun.
Do you?
Sure.
And what it go on?
I gotta see what I missed in the previous trial. It definitely seems like the difficulty slider didn't affect anything for the prologue.
Well, if the original bottle's been emptied, where'd the bleach go?
Into another bottle?
What about a
I got it.
she's correct. Or if the killer.
Yo.
Okay.
It would be a fairly heavy bucket, so it's.
She
even however
What?
Where's the
was the
And if unless
And
And this time, when we get to the pathos thing, I'm gonna save. It feels like deja vu. Yeah. That's what it is.
I don't know the killer
Leg.
exactly. So when the bucket
That.
there
Hey, George. Good evening. Step
this is
ladder.
it.
I think we're almost there.
There was after.
My
Yes, no matter.
it was
I spot. Anyway,
Yup.
Oh, actually, how do I save? Is it F1? In the back of the janitor closet.
I got it.
Oh no, you don't have to apologize, George. You don't have to apologize. Thank you for coming by.
I got it. The killer was hiding.
You went to
in the back of the
Costco to buy
closet.
gifts? I actually got a Costco membership for a Christmas present this year. I've never had one before. I'm really excited. That's how you know you become an adult, when you're excited about Costco memberships.
If he was pressed up against, I say that. Also, that's where the stab wounds.
Alright, I think if I go here I can save. Just be safe. Alright, click, 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 click.
create
That
even
It's well, technically.
Who all did you end up getting gifts for, George?
That's not. They're killing him. There's no 20.
Wait.
No. There's
Adulthood is having a hated fork and spoon? Just get rid of them.
What was the
Maybe if I thing is,
Get rid of them if you don't like them.
I'd liken it to
something.
What if they were frightened?
That's right. No matter what excuse the
Here we
killer
go.
uses, it
It's
doesn't change
serious
the fact they
time.
have blood on their hands.
This is serious.
Yo, bud.
Silence!
Silence!
I won't allow this!
Then your dining set will be incomplete? Buy another one. I guess it wouldn't match, but... Wow, things are getting emotional. Here we go. Here we go. This is what we were looking for. Alright, let's read these instructions carefully since last time I messed it up. The Pathos Mechanic. Emotionally charged commentary of your classmates will appear as purple text. These comments are called pathos statements. You can absorb these pathos statements by hovering over them with your reticle and pressing E. Okay. The pathos statement will then be loaded into your truth cylinder. And then find a weak spot that is contradicted by the pathos statement and fire. If successful, you will make a powerful emotional argument to counteract your opponents. Okay. We're gonna try this now. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
Alright.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
So I'm pressing
We shouldn't
E.
make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This
Am I
could
doing
have
something
been
wrong?
self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive,
The text was purple, wasn't it?
deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you. If you have no
I mean, that was purple. I'm pressing E.
So says the ultimate liar.
F3. E. Hold it. We have to hold it. Okay, that's the problem. I wasn't holding it. I think the instructions just say press it, but you have to hold it.
To kill Kara
come on, let's
so
save.
easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the killing of one of humanity's
Oh, that's
brightest.
blue. Okay.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals.
Okay.
This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you. If you
Okay,
have
we
no
we grab the lawyer's intuition.
So says the ultimate liar.
Okay, cool. So now we have an empathy bullet. And we'll shoot the empathy bullet at Wolfgang? It sounds bad.
There is no way to justify this.
Do not shoot your friends with empathy
Take a
bullets,
chill
everybody.
pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's bright.
I don't see how that relates to his point.
It doesn't?
To kill Kara so easily
Oh, so
and
there's
without
vocals
restraint.
into the song here.
There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of
So
one
there's
of
only one
humanity's
purple
brightest.
text, right? Just the
We
lawyer's
shouldn't
intuition?
make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
Oh.
You don't even know the damn killer.
Oh, so we want to shoot this at the self-defense,
Just
probably?
the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
I lost it!
But how can we do that?
You don't keep it.
There's no reason to trust you. If you have
Okay, got
no
it back.
proof
So says the ultimate.
Yes, yes, I know. You're fine. Demon! No! Don't give up. Don't worry, Demon. Sometimes I'll figure out how this works.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer.
I lost it again.
Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
You went in to find some
How
Google
can we do
products?
There's
Google
no
products?
reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says the ultimate liar.
Like phones?
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
But how can we do that? There's no reason to trust you if you have
Okay,
no proof.
we'll fire that at the no
So
reason to
says
trust
the
you then.
ultimate liar.
We can trust him because he's a lawyer. Okay.
To kill Kara so
The
easily.
Google
and
Nest? What
without
is a Google
restraint.
Nest?
There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the
What's
damn
he singing
killer.
in the background?
Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
What's a thermostat?
But how
And
can
a
we do
doorbell
that?
camera? Okay.
There's no...
Did I miss it? I think I missed it.
If
Dang
you
it.
have no proof.
I'm so sorry, guys.
So says
I'm
the
so sorry.
liar.
Are you losing at the game? You
Shut
already
up!
beat?
Kill
Shut
Kara
up!
so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's morals. This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. Just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
Justice.
But how can we do
Here we go.
that?
What's coming up?
There's no reason to trust you if you have no proof.
So says
Okay,
the
okay.
ultimate liar.
We got it.
To kill Kara so easily and without restraint. There is no way to justify this.
Take a chill pill, man.
You expect me to stay calm? This was the sadistic killing of one of humanity's brightest.
We shouldn't make a lot of assumptions about the killer's
This time for
morals.
sure.
This could have been self-defense.
You don't even know the damn killer. just the crime scene they left behind.
This killer, dead or alive, deserves to be brought to justice!
Here we go, here we go.
But how can we do that?
Finally! Oh, thank you, finally!
Expertise shouldn't be overlooked here. If there's anyone to believe, it's the lawyer.
Say what?
Wolfgang has spent his life in the courtroom and on the crime scene. He'd understand the criminal mind in ways we can't possibly imagine.
So we can't miss out on this juicy dialogue.
He was even emotionally invested in a murder case he'd never seen before. If his lawyer's intuition tells us that the killer was in the wrong, then we have no reason to disagree.
Crack open the audio files.
We're all ultimates for a reason.
No, that's
We have to trust
cheating.
in
That's
talent.
cheating.
Some kind of radio
We
drama.
can't do that.
Well spoken. If Wolfgang is adamant about the killer's intentions, we should have faith in him.
Yeah, Wolfgang's clearly trying his best for us.
Let's trust in the lawyer and his bargain bin buddy.
Bargain bin buddy, yes!
Hey!
Yes.
If it means going home, then new guys convinced me.
Right on! Team Wolfgang all the way!
Thank you all for your support.
Well, Eva, do you still disagree?
Even if I did, it's not worth pursuing.
Does this mean we're done here? Hey! We're disembodied voice!
Interesting.
We figured out your stupid case! Now let us leave!
So it's kind of like you're choosing between Ava and Wolfgang.
Oh, you're finally done. In all honesty, I stopped.
What?
Now, is this going to be any different after this point?
Silly me, I have a short attention span. So, just for my own benefit, it'll be good.
Fine. I'll present the
We'll present the.
Comic book time. I'm guessing for the prologue, maybe the empathy thing doesn't affect anything, but maybe in future chapters it would. Assault rifle is back on the first panel, the first page. Alright. Assault rifle. Clawing at the killer's neck. Here.
I got it.
Okay.
The victim was Kara Koshkinen, the ultimate teacher's aide. Right before... That was probably when her...
And...
We're zooming.
He slid.
Aye. They needed a way to surprise them. The killer grabbed a bottle of bleach.
That's
What is
But
trigger
to do
discipline,
that,
Kyros?
They would need to set a trap and catch the killer. There, they carefully placed the...
After completing this setup, the killer The killer could have made noise to attract the victim's attention.
Not having your finger on the trigger?
Either
Oh,
way,
gotcha.
The
Jet just exists to do sound effects, I think.
The killer leapt from his hiding place and
Don't
began
put your finger
viciously
near the trigger
attacking
if you're ready
Kara.
to shoot. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha.
In his fit of rage and cruelty, he stabbed.
While being stabbed.
Well, further evidence that she was the victim.
However, it didn't deter the killer.
not a threat.
The victim eventually died.
At present, we don't have enough information to reveal the killer's true identity. But that is the truth. Well,
No.
That is what but this entire who cares?
He's gonna pop out again. It'd be interesting if the empathy stuff would affect, like,
Toss away those pickaxes, peasants.
what murders
the walls
happen.
have finally crumbled. What will you or well speak within the halls of His Highness? Well done.
hey,
The show must. Why the long face? My blood.
Come on.
But then...
Rubbish.
Or maybe since we supported Wolfgang with the empathy thing during the trial, maybe people will continue believing him about everyone not killing each other?
You...
Dude!
Pathetic.
Please don't. I just...
There's no need to worry. Let's see. Nonsense.
Hey!
So far it sounds the same.
I would never.
How interesting. Pathetic. Plot twist. Such a spoil.
Get out.
Plot twist.
I suppose I could cheat and just look on Discord and see if anyone mentioned whether or not it changes
Isn't this
outcome.
What's happening?
Such disrespect.
No shot.
Well done. The show. I have it.
Oh, here comes Grace. It's our favorite graphic.
I've said it a million times, you mangy fucking mutt!
Ow, 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 ow!
Unleash the
ow,
Grace!
Stop it!
Since you've made it clear...
Get him! Get him! Alright. It's the Panther.
You.
For real?
Yep.
So they just need to get that gun to Desmond and then they're fine.
Pardon me.
He'd know what to do with it.
In any case, no matter.
Okay, so far it's the same.
We will not succumb!
Ugh, don't test me.
Don't get it mixed up.
Okay, Damon, yeah.
Aye.
Even though I was backing him up during the trial, Damon
No.
is still
Ah.
too cynical.
It's the truth.
What a joke.
Look. Can't you see?
At least Grace got to punch the guy out again. Yeah, true.
Oh, please.
Okay, it sounds like it's exactly the
I
same.
know.
Don't say
That's not it.
Hold on.
That's what.
You've got to...
No.
That was very...
Yeah.
Really?
Shrimp?
No.
Isn't this
Get lost.
good evening?
Hey.
Okay. Alright. So the empathy option didn't really change anything outside of like a little extra different dialogue. Whether or not that would be the case after the prologue, who knows? I think it'd be interesting if it led to different outcomes, because that'd be something that Danganronpa doesn't do. Alright. Cue the credits again! I always love Danganronpa like character portraits. I do want to see that one. Yeah, this is CG. That was woven by stitches and needles. See, it's a cute little CG, and like it goes by quickly, so you don't get to see it very quick. You don't get to see it for very long, so you don't really get to appreciate it. And I said the characters surviving 16. I'm wondering if after like each chapter, maybe they're going to show that same art, but with some of the people removed. I feel like that could be a thing. Alright, cool. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for watching. We will definitely be playing more of this when the next chapter comes out, but we have a bit of a wait. But I think it'll be worth it. Let's see who's on that we can raid tonight. Ferocious Roar. Let's see. Let's go read our friend Haru. And we will say cryptid raid, as is tradition. The raiding of the cryptids. Alright, good night everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you around.